Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. And welcome to the Doctor Who Daily, a segment I used to do and stopped doing, but I'm going to do it all the time now because I'm inspired by these Chris Chibnal rumours. Now let me start with what I think of Chris Chibnal. I think Chris Chibnal is a very talented writer. He's a good storyteller, there's no question about it. I really like the episode Cyberwoman and a few of the other episodes he wrote for Torchwood Season 1. He's a really strong writer. He's done some solid episodes for Doctor Who in the past, not all of them, but I think he's an okay writer. But then to translate those abilities to being a showrunner is really difficult. But then you can say, hang on about, Mick, what about Broadchurch? Yeah, Broadchurch Season 1 was amazing, but then we saw his kind of political views being spread out within Season 2 and 3, and this was a distrust and a dislike of men. As I explained yesterday, men who maybe have topless women models, in the garage they work, and basically trying to infer that they're rapists, things like that I think are terrible and not good for moving forward, because what we've got to remember about far left extremists and far right extremists, they're crazy. The world only works to what they believe in. There is no black and no white. And this is what he brought in to Doctor Who. Again, yesterday, I don't want to repeat myself, but I will. We spoke about episodes 1 to 3 being really, really a good quality. And if they were if season 11 continued on that level, I would have been more than happy. And I think most of you would have been more than happy. I think there's a lot of people out there who didn't want a female doctor, who would have always hated on Chibnal because of him bringing a female doctor. But even though a female doctor wasn't something I dreamed about or particularly wanted, once it was done, I thought to myself, well, Whittaker did okay in Broadchurch. It was a bit he's just cast his mate. But I thought, all right, she's a good, solid actor. Let's give her a chance. But he never gave her a chance with the kind of material or lack of material he gave her. And it's the same with Tulsin Cole and Mandip Gill. Both those two young actors are very good actors, but they weren't given enough. Again, too many SJW themes, and it really let them down. And also, he watered down their characters. But then you've got Bradley Walsh's character, and I forgot his character in the show. But I always felt he's more like the Doctor than Whittaker is in the show. And I remember we were all kind of saying that when season 11 was active and on TV, he came out suddenly said he would never want to play the Doctor. Well, that's a convenient timing for you to say that, Bradley. Of course he would have loved to have played the Doctor. He would have been an excellent Doctor. He is the Doctor. He's more the Doctor than Jodie Whittaker is. I have no real blame for Jodie Whittaker. She's an actor, given scripts, given a job. The BBC have sent her out to say these SJW things that are not working. She's spoken about not having female characters to look up to when she was growing up. Actually, that's not true. Jesus Christ, Jodie, even if you wanted to watch a rerun of Gone with the Wind, that's a pretty inspirational female, isn't it, Vivian Leigh? Jesus Christ, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. So I agree. It hasn't been fair in the industry in the past 30, 40, 50 years. Women haven't had, an opportunity to lead and strong parts. I agree with that. But there's ways of representing people, because what SJWs want to do is represent people who weren't represented 30, 40, 50 years ago. And the people, white men, who were overly represented in the past, they want to reduce their role on TV and film. So what's going to happen in the end, really, and Doctor Who's a prime example, is they're going to drive the mainstream consumer away from television and film. We'll be at home watching our hard copies, aka our VHS, our DVDs, our Blu-rays or our crystals in the future, and we won't embrace modern day film and television because it won't be enthralling to us, because this generation are obsessed with being represented. I don't want to be represented. How many Greek Cypriot characters can I look up to anyway? There's none bloody well there. But that doesn't matter to me. I don't want to be represented. I want to be given good material I can get my teeth into and enjoy. Around 2009, when I was obsessed with Smallville, I was watching every single TV show from America, a couple from the UK. I think a few years before 2009. We had Life on Mars. I was obsessed with that. Doctor Who was at its peak. It was a very, very exciting time. But it's not an exciting time in TV and film anymore because Hollywood, the entertainment industry, the BBC have decided it's more about representation than it is entertainment. And this is where it's all gone wrong. And now this is how I feel about Chris Chibnal. Now I want to tell you the whole truth of what happened with Chris Chibnal and this rumour that he quit and that Jodie quit. So there is some truth in this rumour. They are not quit now. They are back at work now. They are working. So let me explain to you from the very top of the show. Season 11 was a creative failure. We also discussed this yesterday. A creative failure in creative terms. In terms of ratings, the ratings were fine. We had a great opening ratings count for The Woman Who Fell to Earth. People were intrigued. People watched it. It slowly dipped, but it was still really solid. And I think the ratings were solid. I think the Christmas or the New Year's special was one of the lowest holiday specials we've ever had since New Who began its run back in 2005 and the Christmas Invasion, if you remember rightly. So basically, people by then had become bored, and it wasn't a great episode. It was a bad special. It doesn't matter where you put it on Christmas Day or New Year's Eve. You can't spin bad writing. And at the end of the day, I feel sorry for the actors. I feel sorry for the people who do the props, who do the VFX. They're doing their job beautifully. Doctor Who hasn't ever looked greater than it did in season 11 with the special effects, with the 4K, with the HD, or whatever technology they were using. And those people, those men and women, have been let down by poor storytelling, from poor creativity, from Chris Chibnal. And that's a shame. And that what happened there, the BBC and BBC America can see not many people are buying the box sets, the digital copy, the digital copies on Amazon Prime or however else you could see of season 11. People are not interested because it's like The Last Jedi, and what's happening on modern day film and TV now, you're sucking the excitement out of great TV and film, putting your political stance in it, and people are walking away because they're not interested. Everyone has their own political point of views. And if you rub yours in people's faces on a TV show or on a film, people are going to walk away. It's not fair. Everyone has a right to believe in what they believe in. I wholeheartedly believe that. But you should make TV and film for everyone, even people you don't like, right, or agree with. That's what good business is. But the entertainment industry has become crazy and is not interested in good business anymore, just to force feed their political messages. And this is what happened with Doctor Who. I believe, and I don't just believe, this is what I've been talking to since my second Doctor Who video I did yesterday. I did 2 yesterday. Please check them out. This is what I've been told, that Chris Chibnal and Jodie Whittaker did quit for 2 days. The BBC and Chris Chibnal have clashed ever since they spoke about season 12. The BBC were not happy with season 11. They weren't happy with the response to season 11. And they wanted Doctor Who fans embraced again. They wanted this feel-good factor. They didn't want the divisive nature, whatever they say publicly. They wanted Chibnal to bring creatures from the past, like the Jadoo. And I think they're doing the Cybermen and other things anyway. We don't know much about season 12. They didn't even go to San Diego Comic-Con, which I think is very, very suspicious. Very. That proves there's problems there. But anyway, in the end, it got too much. Chibnal exploded. He quit. And in support, Whittaker followed him. That is true. But the lawyers got their DMs on and kicked them both up the arse and said to them, there's no way they can't complete the season. It is impossible. So Chibnal and Whittaker will complete season 12 and the holiday special. Then they are done. It is over. There is no doubts. I'm not interested in what Jodie Whittaker or Chris Chibnal or feminists are saying. You don't know the facts. I do. And the only reason you're watching Doctor Who is because of the gender of the actor playing the Doctor. And that sums this generation up of people. And this is what we're getting with the Batwoman situation. Batwoman is a woman, right? An awesome character. But look in the previews. Look what they've done. It is a cancer right now within the entertainment industry. And it isn't just people from the right talking about this. I'm a moderate left, right? Which means I'm in the middle, right? I quite gladly sit there and talk to a moderate right and try and solve the problems of the world, because I say extreme lefts and extreme rights are mad. Again, I'm bringing politics into it because you can't avoid it, because the entertainment industry is bringing politics into it. So I have to explain where I'm coming from. So I'm not accused of being some kind of far-right sexist extremist, which I absolutely am not, right? There's absolutely no question about that. I believe in fairness. I believe in equality and all of that. But what's happening now is we're targeting one group to represent another group, another bunch of groups. And that's not equality. That's not representation. That's revenge. And that's what's happened with Doctor Who and many, many TV shows. So Whittaker and Chibnal will continue. We'll see what we get. But I think we're going to have to just go through it, watch it, be bored, until we get the new showrunner and the BBC can get their grip back on it and say, we want this show to be the crown jewels of the BBC. They've got a streaming service, BritBox, coming out with ITV. Doctor Who is very important to the future of the corporation's future. Very important. And it doesn't matter if you're Mr. TARDIS, you can't spin this situation. The Chris Chibnall era has not worked. It is a failure creatively. Don't talk to me about ratings. Ratings are irrelevant. They are irrelevant, right? It's kept its numbers to a point. It's pretty much, on average, what Stephen Moffat had. And Stephen Moffat was funny on his Instagram account when someone asked him. Imagine asking Stephen Moffat if these rumours are true, because he still works with the BBC, right? His Dracula drama is co-produced with the BBC and Netflix, right? So he's not going to go around and say, oh yeah, what a mess, Chibnall's gone, thank God for that. He said, it's like the rumours that were going around when I was the showrunner. Most of them wasn't true. I love you, Stephen. I love your Instagram. You're a very talented man, but that was a lie. But never mind. At the end of the day, people in the industry back each other up, even if they just killed a bunch of people. I mean, look what happened with Jimmy Savile and how they covered that up until it all came out. And the amount of celebrities saying, oh, well, I knew about it. Why aren't they in jail for knowing about it and doing nothing? But this is what this industry is. Everyone covers each other's back. But as you know, and I keep on saying this till I'm blue in the face, but I'm a tanned complexion, so I probably can't go blue in the face, but I care about Doctor Who. I was introduced to the Doctor through Peter Davison. I wasn't a Sylvester McCoy man. I wasn't a Colin Baker man. I absolutely love the Doctor Who movie. I know a lot of you don't. And of course, what Russell T Davies did was absolutely sensational and a beautiful, proud time for Doctor Who. He made Doctor Who worldwide popular, and it was amazing. It was a great show to watch. Stephen Moffat was very creative and inventive, but there were issues with him in his era. But give me back the Moffat era rather than what's happened now. This is what happens when people take over whose passion isn't the characters or the story or the creative element. And these people must leave our industry before they totally kill it, because they don't understand about the business side of it. They don't understand that they need people. It's like the Gillette ads, right? They did this whole thing targeting white males, and it was white males they targeted, seeing white dads egging on their boys to fight and nonsense like this. It was ridiculous, and they have now lost $8 billion in their latest quarter, but they said it was worth it. Of course it wasn't worth it. They know it wasn't worth it, but this is the craziness we're fighting against right now. We are fighting for Star Trek, for Star Wars, and now Doctor Who. We will win. We will win. We are winning. They don't know what to do. They're scrambling around. They keep on doing these things, and it doesn't work. How dare you? How dare you sacrifice our characters and our stories and our universes so you can put your political points across? How very dare you? We are at war with you, and we are going to win. So till tomorrow's Doctor Who Daily, fellow Doctor Who fans, I'll see you around. I hope you enjoyed the video.